Commander Zexhai adjusted the neural interface crown atop his elongated skull, its crystalline nodes pulsing with soft blue light as he accessed the galactic archive. The holographic display materialized before him, showing humanity's classification file, a document that had remained largely unchanged for 3 centuries since first contact. Species, Homo sapiens. Classification, Tier 7 civilization. Threat level, minimal. Recommendation, suitable for resource extraction and territorial acquisition. The Vortak had built their empire on such assessments. Across 17 sectors, they had subjugated 43 species, their advanced technology and superior intellect making conquest a mere formality. Earth would be no different, or so the High Command believed. Zexhai's 6-fingered hands danced across the control matrix as he reviewed the preliminary invasion data. Humans possessed rudimentary spaceflight, primitive energy weapons, and a fractured political system that made unified resistance impossible. Their largest vessels barely measured a kilometer in length, while the Vortak dreadnoughts stretched across 20 kilometers of reinforced crystalline armor. The first wave of scout vessels had reported back with amusing observations. Humans fought amongst themselves over resources, ideology, and territorial boundaries. They were emotional creatures driven by passion rather than logic. The Vortak psychoanalysts had concluded that a show of overwhelming force would break their spirit entirely. Initiate Contact Protocol 7. Zexhai commanded his subordinates. Standard intimidation parameters. The transmission array hummed to life, broadcasting the ultimatum across Earth's communication networks. The message was simple and had worked on dozens of worlds. Surrender within 1 solar rotation or face annihilation. Most species capitulated immediately upon witnessing the destruction of a single city by the Vortak's plasma bombardment systems. But humans, Zexhai discovered, were not most species. Instead of the expected surrender, Earth's response came in the form of every available vessel, military, civilian, and commercial, launching simultaneously toward the Vortak fleet. Ancient nuclear missiles flew alongside jury-rigged freighters loaded with explosives. Human pilots, broadcasting defiant messages across all frequencies, threw their primitive craft against the Vortak shields with suicidal determination. "Sir," his tactical officer reported, mandibles clicking nervously, "they're not retreating. Even after we destroyed their lunar installations, they keep coming." Zexhai watched the tactical display with growing unease. Individual human vessels meant nothing against Vortak technology, but there were thousands of them. More concerning was their behavior. Rather than preserving their lives, they seemed to embrace destruction if it meant taking Vortak ships with them. The turning point came when a human vessel, its hull breached and life support failing, somehow managed to penetrate a dreadnought's shield matrix. The captain's final transmission echoed across the battlefield. "You picked the wrong species to threaten our children." The explosion that followed took out 3 Vortak ships. "Commander," his communications officer's voice carried an edge of panic. "We're receiving reports from across the sector. Human vessels have appeared in 7 different systems. They're attacking our mining operations, our supply lines. How did they acquire faster-than-light capability so quickly?" Zexhai accessed the archive again, this time searching for historical precedents. What he found chilled his ichor. Buried in obscure xenoanthropology texts was a warning from the long-extinct Keth Mori. Humans are a paradox. Individually fragile, collectively unstoppable. They do not merely fight. They adapt, they innovate, they endure. Never mistake their kindness for weakness, their divisions for inability to unite. When truly threatened, they become something far more dangerous than their technology suggests. The warning concluded with a final note. The Kethmori Empire learned this lesson too late. Do not repeat our mistake. As Zexhai watched human engineers reverse-engineer Vortak technology from battlefield salvage in real time, as he witnessed their impossible coordination across light years, as their numbers seemed to multiply rather than diminish despite losses, he finally understood. Humans weren't just another conquest. They were evolution's wild card. A species that thrived on adversity, that grew stronger when cornered, that turned every disadvantage into innovation. The Vortak had poked a sleeping dragon, and now the galaxy would burn.